Overtime just changed. Millions of workers could suddenly take home more money without switching jobs, without getting a promotion, and without doing anything different except working extra hours. A new overtime tax cut is being pushed. Some are calling it a breakthrough. Others are calling it misleading. Because here's the truth nobody is talking about. When taxes disappear in one place, they don't just vanish, they move. So the real question is this actually extra money or just money being shifted around? Stay with me, because this could change your paycheck, your working hours, and even the future of jobs. Let's start with something almost everyone who's worked overtime understands. You stay late, you put in extra effort, you give up your time, and you expect it to show in your paycheck. But when payday comes, it feels disappointing. That extra effort doesn't translate into the money you expected. Why? Taxes. Overtime is usually taxed just like regular income, and sometimes working more pushes you into a higher tax bracket. So even though you earn more, you don't keep as much as you thought. That creates a serious psychological effect. Workers begin to question the value of their time. They start thinking, is it even worth it? That one question changes behavior. Some workers stop accepting overtime completely. Others only take it when they absolutely have to. And over time, entire industries begin to feel the impact. Think about sectors like healthcare. Hospitals rely on overtime to fill critical shifts, or logistics and delivery services. They depend on workers staying longer during peak demand, or manufacturing, and where production deadlines often require extended hours. When workers lose motivation to do overtime, the system starts to slow down. Shifts go unfilled, deadlines get tighter, businesses face pressure. Now scale that across an entire economy. It's no longer just an individual problem. It becomes a productivity issue. Less overtime means less output. Less output means slower economic activity. So policymakers step in with what seems like a simple solution. Cut taxes on overtime. Let workers keep more of what they earn. Make extra work feel worth it again. On paper, it sounds like the perfect fix. But the reality is far more complex. Let's break this down in simple terms. An overtime tax cut means the extra money you earn from working beyond your regular hours is taxed at a lower rate, or sometimes not taxed at all. So instead of losing a large portion of that extra income, you keep more of it. Immediately, this creates a powerful incentive. Work more hours, keep more money. That changes behavior quickly. Workers who avoided overtime might now accept it. Those already working extra hours might increase them. From a surface-level perspective, this boosts productivity. More hours worked, more output, more economic activity. But here's where things start to get complicated. Governments rely heavily on tax revenue. They fund infrastructure, healthcare, education, and public services through taxes. So if they reduce taxes in one area, they don't just accept a permanent loss. They adjust. And that adjustment has consequences. There are only a few ways governments can compensate. They can raise taxes somewhere else. They can reduce spending, or they can borrow more money. Each option has its own impact. Higher taxes elsewhere could affect other groups of people. Reduced spending could impact public services. Increased borrowing adds to national debt, which creates long-term financial pressure. So while workers might gain in one area, the system shifts somewhere else. Now let's look at how companies might respond. This is where things get even more interesting. If overtime becomes more attractive for workers, companies may start relying on it more. Instead of hiring new employees, they might prefer to extend the hours of their existing workforce. Why? Because hiring is expensive. It involves recruitment, training, benefits, and long-term commitments. Overtime, on the other hand, is flexible. You can increase it when needed and reduce it when demand drops. And so from a business perspective, overtime becomes a more efficient tool. But that creates a ripple effect. Fewer new hires, more pressure on existing employees, and a shift in how work is distributed. Over time, this can reshape the job market. Instead of expanding the workforce, companies optimize the one they already have. And then there's another layer. Not everyone benefits equally. If your job offers overtime, you gain. If your job doesn't, you don't. Salaried employees, freelancers, and workers in certain industries may see no benefit at all. So now you have a divide. One group earning more, another group unchanged. That creates inequality in how the policy impacts people. And policies that create uneven benefits often lead to debate. Supporters say it rewards effort and hard work. Critics say it favors certain sectors while leaving others behind. Both arguments have merit, because the truth lies somewhere in the middle. So what happens next? Let's break this into realistic scenarios. First, short-term impact. Workers who benefit from overtime tax cuts will see immediate increases in take-home pay. That means more disposable income, more spending, and potentially a short-term boost to the economy. When people have more money, they tend to spend it. That spending supports businesses, which supports economic activity. Second, business behavior changes. Companies may start relying more heavily on overtime rather than expanding their workforce. This creates efficiency in the short term. But in the long term, it may reduce job opportunities. Fewer new hires, more workload for existing employees, and potentially a shift toward longer working hours becoming normal. Third, government response. If tax revenue decreases, policymakers will need to adjust. They may increase taxes in other areas, reduce spending, or increase borrowing. And those changes affect the entire economy, not just workers doing overtime. But there's something even deeper happening here. A shift in incentives. When you change how people are rewarded, you change how they behave. If overtime becomes more profitable, people naturally choose to work more. That increases income. But it also changes lifestyle patterns. More hours, less rest, less personal time. Over time, this can lead to burnout. And burnout has its own economic consequences: lower productivity, higher healthcare costs, reduced long-term efficiency. So while the policy increases income in the short term, its long-term effects depend on balance. Too much reliance on overtime can strain workers. Too little incentive reduces productivity. Finding the balance is the real challenge. So here's the bigger picture. This isn't just about taxes, it's about how the system adapts. When one part changes, everything connected to it shifts. Workers change behavior, businesses adjust strategies, governments rebalance policies, and over time, those shifts reshape the economy. Because nothing in an economic system exists alone. Everything is connected. So when you hear overtime tax gone, it sounds simple. It sounds like free money. But it's not that simple. It's a shift. Some people will benefit immediately, others won't, and some effects won't be visible until much later. And that's how economic changes work. The biggest impacts are often the ones people don't notice right away. And by the time they do, the system has already adjusted. So the next time your paycheck increases,